Hello everybody, welcome back to Sane Brain. I cannot believe that it's been nearly a week since the last video. Time goes so quickly at the moment, it's absolutely crazy. So, I'm going to answer the question that seems to be the biggest question at the moment, which is, when is part 2 of the Adjusted Catacombs video coming out? Now, I know anticipation is killing you all. It is killing me because I want to film the second part of that. However, we are in the middle of a pandemic, and without said person, I cannot film part 2. So as soon as I get said person back here at the kitchen table with me, then you know I will be filming and I will be uploading ASAP for you all. Before we start the video, quick little disclaimer that all the research that I have done in this video is my own. Obviously, I have used newspaper articles and forums, online web pages, etc. However, all of the opinions shared are that of my own. So, with that being said, we're going to jump straight in because I'm so excited to tell this one. So today's video is going to be about a girl that was dubbed by the internet as Nevada Tan, who, after committing her crime, strangely soared on the internet and had her own fan base. But throughout this video, we're going to be referring to Nevada Tan as Girl A, as in the newspapers and on all web searches, she was formerly known as Girl A at the time of the investigation. This was obviously due to her age at the time of the crime. However, it did come out online the girl's real name after a newspaper had leaked some of her school photos and some drawings that she had done in school, and they had forgot to censor out that she had signed her name at the bottom of these drawings. So the story takes us back to the 1st of June 2004. It's a hot summer's day in Japan, in a small town called Sasebo in Nagasaki. And it seemed to be a usual run-of-the-mill school day. The children were helped set up for lunch as usual. This is quite a common practice within Japan culture, that the children would actually help serve lunches to their classmates, and they would all sit at their desks, enjoy their lunch, and help clean and wash dishes after they had eaten their lunch. During lunch preparation, Girl A snuck from the classroom into an empty classroom next door. It was here that Girl A closed all the blinds and planned the murder of her fellow pupil, Satomi. Girl A coaxed Satomi into the dim classroom simply by saying, "Come here a second." She sat Satomi down at a desk, and it was here that she drew from her hoodie pocket a box cutter that she had brought in from home. Girl A then went on to slit Satomi's throat, wrists, arms, and hands before watching her die on the floor for 15 minutes. During this time, Girl A confessed that she had kicked Satomi several times in the head and in the stomach while she bled out. After brutally slitting her throat, kicking her body, she stared down at the victim for a further 10 minutes before casually returning to class. Girl A enters the classroom where all of her fellow pupils and teachers are, covered head to toe in blood, clutching on to the box cutter. The students and teachers were in panic. They thought that maybe Girl A had used the box cutter to cut herself. Everyone growing more and more concerned, Girl A chillingly responded, "It's not my blood." Girl A then pointed out the classroom door down the corridor to the classroom where Satomi's body was found. It then became apparent what had happened as teachers found Satomi's body laying face down in a pool of blood. She had a 4-inch slash in her throat, and unfortunately by this point there was nothing anybody could do to help her. Girl A was then taken into custody where details of the tragic event started to unfold. Now originally when I was researching this case, I was hoping that this would be some tragic incident, that the press was guilty of manipulating the story, twisting the details so that Girl A looked like a murderer to sell more of their publication. However, after doing more research, it really did become apparent that that wasn't the case. Now, it appears that Girl A and Satomi were friends. They weren't best friends, but they had the same group of friends. and that at times it could be quite a rocky relationship. Tragically, the centre of all of this conflict came down to the internet. Girl A told police that Satomi had actually made several mean comments about her on Girl A's webpage, calling her a goody-goody and often calling her fat. Now, it wasn't made clear what happened the weekend before the 1st of June when the crime was committed, what triggered Girl A to go as far to plan the murder of Satomi, but it was during that weekend before she returned to school on the Monday that she had in-depth plans the killing of her fellow pupil. So this was not a spur-of-the-moment crime. Girl A had sat down to her computer and planned out, step by step, what she was going to do, what she was going to say, how she was going to coax Satomi into the classroom, even what weapons she was going to use, down to what outfit she was going to wear. It was like she was playing out her own horror film. When police questioned teachers, they said they never had any concerns about Girl A and that she was from a normal family and seemed like a normal 11-year-old girl. Now, it's worth mentioning that several times in the investigation, Girl A's father did come under fire for some abuse charges, but he denied all of them and there was no case made against him. With no real understanding from the police of what drove Girl A to commit such a heinous crime, police started looking into Girl A's interests and internet files, taking a keen interest in Girl A's love for horror, movies and novels. Girl A's bedroom was filled with horror material, from books to movies to posters to drawings. Books such as One Missed Call and The Ring. What concerned police most was her obsession for the novel Battle Royale. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this novel, it's basically the same sort of storyline as the Hunger Games. However, imagine the Hunger Games on a whole new disturbed level and based in Japan. So all of the pupils in the school are forced to battle one another until the end, when only one pupil remains. Police even found that Girl A had adapted and written her own fan fiction version of this novel. They also discovered, while looking through Girl A's saved web pages, a web page that was called the Red Room. So the Red Room started off in the late 90s, 2000s, and it starts as a pop-up that came up on your screen, which just simply stated, "Do you want to enter the Red Room?" Now, the Red Room was basically a list of instructions on how to ultimately commit suicide. And sadly, many pupils and students all over the world did take their lives after experiencing this webpage. Now, with Girl A being such an avid horror fan, it didn't really surprise me that they found this type of content on her computer. I mean, I was an emo kid back in the day, and you probably found similar stuff on my web searches and my MSN chats to friends. So, how did Girl A become the internet sensation with such a large fan base? Now, after Girl A's name was leaked onto the internet, remember I told you at the beginning that a newspaper article published some photos and some drawings, and unfortunately they failed to censor out her name. So after doing some web searches and looking in archives, people were able to find photos of Girl A from school. And Girl A often wore a Nevada hoodie, which was from a university in the US. Now, I don't know Girl A's connection to that university or if there is one at all. But after photos of Girl A started to appear online of her wearing that university hoodie, the Nevada University had to actually stop selling this exact hoodie because it was their best seller. But for obviously all the wrong reasons, so they have to stop selling it. And from there, Girl A was dubbed Nevada Tan. Nevada because of the hoodie that she was wearing, and Tan because of the honorific suffix of the word Chan. So Nevada Tan was then known as the cutest killer with her very own fan base. Now, it is a little bit disturbing when you start to look online. If you Google Nevada Tan, you will see that there's several memes adaptations of stories, a lot of very strange material. But that doesn't surprise me either, because a lot of heinous crimes and people that have committed the crimes actually in jail receive love letters from strange people who almost turn it into this lovesick novel that this person has committed such a horrible crime, but deep down they're so loving. So even the world's worst serial killers probably still have a fan base. The elementary school that the murder took place in every year on the 1st of June has a Life Appreciation Day. Now obviously every year they don't go into as to why they have this day, but it is common knowledge. They just don't like to bring it up every single year. But they teach the pupils and the students how to respect one another, be kind, and care for themselves as well as one another. In 2008, Girl A was released back into society. And from there, she obviously changed her name, and there's lots of laws about finding out who she is now, where she is. So unfortunately, I actually couldn't find out that much about her. I'd be really intrigued if anyone watching this video does know any more. I would love for you to leave me a comment or send me a message or an email, because I really would love to know a little bit more about this case. So yeah, that is the case of Girl A, dubbed Nevada Tan, and the sad murder of Satomi, her classmate. Just another disclaimer, obviously if you do Google Nevada Tan, you will find several memes, and they're not all particularly tasteful. So viewers' discretion is advised. So that is the case of Nevada Tan / Girl A / the Sasebo slashing, I think it's also been named. Awful case. This case scared me more than most cases. What I find quite strange is the fact that I have a little boy that goes to school. He's not 11, but he will be eventually. And we send our children to school thinking that they're safe and that these things won't possibly happen. And the internet was to blame. Maybe Girl A and Satomi wouldn't have been having these conversations if they were face to face. We all know that when you get behind a computer screen or behind a mobile phone and someone says something shitty towards you, you get this confidence that you wouldn't normally get when you're face to face with someone. So I can't help but think that maybe this wouldn't have happened without the internet. But yeah, that is the end of the story. Like I said, if you have any more information about what happened to Girl A / Nevada Tan after she was released in 2008, I would love to know. Send me a little comment down below. Also, I would love to know if any of you have any recommendations for future videos. Obviously, I need to get the Odessa case sorted. But from there, yeah, I really am interested in what you guys want to see. So if you leave me a message or contact me on Instagram, my handles are here. Don't forget to like the video, send me a little comment, and please subscribe. It would mean so much to me. My channel at the moment is so small, but every time it grows and I get even 1 or 2 more subscribers, I'm so excited. So thank you so much to the new subscribers from the last video. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.